Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. It's your girl, Ruth the Truth, for the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by Fans Only Sports Network. It is Wild Card Weekend, everybody. And I'm really excited to jump on here and talk all things Bucks and NFC South. We're also going to be talking about Wild Card Weekend and all the insane matchups that we have because it's postseason time. It's time to get serious, and I know everybody's excited, especially Buccaneers Nation. And here on the Tom Gronkowski Show, we focus on Brady and Gronk and their journey from the Beantown to the Bay here in the Tampa Bay area for the Buccaneers. The Bucks are 13-4 after completely crushing the Carolina Panthers in Week 18, 41-17. Pretty insane. 13-4, best record in Buccaneers history. And does it surprise you at all? I mean, all 22 starters coming back. There was a lot of adversity the Buccaneers had to face, but we have Tom Brady at the helm, and he made it happen. Without further ado, let me bring my co-host into the show here. Coach Jay Morgan, how we doing? Regular season's over. You excited? Yo, you got your projector looking fresh. I love it.
You see? Hey!
Hey, I like it. Looks good. But yeah, man, the Buccaneers are 13-4. Before the season started, I thought that they were going to be 12-5 after looking at their schedule. I thought, by the way, the Golden State Warriors just lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee, 118-99. They were almost down by 30 throughout that whole entire game. Really bad performance offensively. Defensively, they couldn't stop Bobby Portis or Giannis Antetokounmpo. Great game overall for the reigning champs. But back to the real Bucks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 13-4 to end the regular season. Are we shocked at all? I thought they were going to go 12-5. Those were the numbers that I was throwing up there for their regular season record. Coach Jay, how you feeling about the Bucks finishing the season 13-4, having a strong performance in Carolina or in the Bay as they face the Carolina Panthers at the Raymond James Stadium, and they finished the game 41-17. They posted a 40 burger to end the season. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
They supposed to. I already knew we were gonna be in the playoffs. I just didn't know which standing we was gonna have, and technically we almost end up get. Whoa, are we the number two?
Number two.
We're the number 2 seed. So
number 2 seed.
It's a little mishap. We were right there about to be number
right
1
behind
seed again,
Green Bay.
That's all right. We're gonna see them again. They remember what happened. They know what time it is. So we ain't even worried about that. But all I know is it's playoff time. We're going against the Eagles first. I already know the score. It's gonna be 41 or 47, us, and they're gonna get 13.
Already? You already want to throw your numbers out there for this wild card matchup Sunday at 1:00. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to be at the Raymond James Stadium taking on the number 2 seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who finished their season 13-4. They have the same record as the Green Bay Packers, who have the number 1 seed in the NFC, and the Dallas Cowboys are sitting at number 3, and we got the Los Angeles Rams at number 4 with the Cardinals right behind them. Now, the Cardinals had the lead for most of the NFC West, and it seems like the Rams got a little bit of a head. Matthew Stafford had a disappointing performance in an overtime loss to the I almost said 76ers, the San Francisco 49ers, who are going to be facing the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium this coming, is it Saturday? I believe they play on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is going to be a Saturday game following the Las Vegas Raiders and the Bengals matchup. And man, we have some great football matchups coming this weekend. But more importantly, the Buccaneers are going to be facing the Philadelphia Eagles, who we saw in week 6. Yep. I believe the score was 28-22, and I can't even remember the name of their stadium right now. Is it Lincoln? Lincoln something?
Lincoln Financial.
Yeah. So the week 6 matchup, Buccaneers slipped up. Jalen Hurts was able to escape that pocket, escape that front seven, that deadly front seven that we have on that defensive line. and he used a lot of his legs. But we
He's
might
getting
not
away
see
this time.
that this much coming around because Jalen Hurts has been in and off the injury reserve or injury report list with that ankle injury. So I think that's going to keep him grounded this time around, and it's going to keep our defensive line definitely has to be on point with containing him in the pocket. I have a quick video real quick that I want to play about Todd Bowles, our defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and what he thinks about Jalen Hurts.
Well, it's not just him. I think it's the whole offense in whole. They're a completely different team than what we've seen in week 6, and he's got great pocket presence. He runs like a halfback, but he can throw the ball very well. And I think as a group, they've gotten together. I think Shane and Nick have done a great job of expanding the offense and running the football as far as getting that done and getting deep ball plays as well. So they do a heck of a job with their scheme, and they kind of been beating everybody up. But Jalen kind of drives the offense. You can see the maturity. You can see the control of the offense, and I think he's done a hell of a job.
I could agree. With what Todd Bowles had to say. I think we're looking at a totally different offensive scheme than what we saw in week 6. Jalen Hurts has definitely developed into a possibly franchise quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know, Coach Jay. What is your thoughts about Jalen Hurts? And I mean, the Eagles are in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that until like a couple of weeks ago that they actually had a chance.
I didn't even think that they were in. I mean, obviously coming from the NFC least, somebody had to take that wild card spot.
But I thought it was just about to be the Cowboys. I looked at it. I know why they slipped up, because there's 3 teams that is coming out of the West, the NFC West, because you got Jimmy G, you got the Cardinals, and you got Matt Stafford now. That's the only reason why. If one of them teams didn't come, they would have been like the Saints or somebody in it. But I don't even want the Saints to go on the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the Saints had the opportunity to enter into that wild card spot, but they needed the Rams to win. So since the San Francisco 49ers were able to pull out a devastating for the Rams, and the Matthew Stafford in that overtime win, the Saints got knocked out on for playoff contention, and the Philadelphia Eagles take that spot. So that's pretty crazy. Didn't really think that's going to happen. I personally think that Jalen Hurts has a long road ahead of him. Yeah, he could work on his accuracy a little bit. Sometimes I could find him a little bit selfish in the red zone with all these quarterback sneaks, putting his body on the line. I mean, come on, Miles Sanders, the running back for the Philadelphia Eagles, had 785 yards from the line of scrimmage with 0 touchdowns, which was so odd to me.
Oh.
But what are your thoughts specifically on Jalen Hurts and where he's at this point in his career?
Well, I think he's just getting started. He still got to learn. He got to learn a little bit more. But right now, to me, I'm not extremely sold on him. So I'm going to say he's just a moment. Because right now, the Eagles don't have another quarterback choice but him. Remember, they kept trying to put the other guy in, and then it was
they had Gardner Minshew playing against the Dallas Cowboys for Week 18. Gardner was a starter in the league.
He was. Wasn't it for the Jaguars?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So this guy, he know. Yeah. Enough said for the Jags. So I think that Jalen Hurts, he could develop into that role for them and be like what was that guy they had? Randall Cunningham. He can be their new school Randall Cunningham. But as far as me putting all my cards on him, no, because like you said, you keep running the ball and keep putting yourself on the line, you ain't gonna be able to survive much longer. And on top of that, I know exactly where you're throwing at, fellas. He doesn't look you off, safeties. He looks directly at the person he gonna throw to. He mostly tries to throw to the tight end. He tries to throw short. He wants to throw outs and quick slants because he don't really want to throw down he don't really want to take a shot deep. The only time he gonna take a shot deep is if he catch you in cover 2. That's it. Other than that, he ain't no real quarterback to me. That's why he left Alabama. and went to Oklahoma because Nick Saban, when it came down the wire, and I need you to play like a real quarterback because they stopping the run, he couldn't do it. You eyeballing the guy you're going to throw it to. At least look the safety off a little bit. Try to trick him. Mm-hmm. But he don't know that. Could he develop into it? Yeah, he could do it. But I'm not putting all my cards in him. That's why we're going to kill him. 41 or 47 to 13. They lucky I gave them the 13.
13. Now, when he says 13, that's probably not even 2 touchdowns. That's probably like a touchdown and then like 2 field goals probably to get the 13. Maybe 1 touchdown on the game. So Jalen Hurts is completing the regular season with 3,144 yards, averaging 209 yards a game with 16 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So I don't believe that 16 touchdowns is going to be he's got 10 rushing touchdowns. So he has 26 touchdowns on the season, 16 throwing, 10 rushing. That's a lot of rushing touchdowns. Like I said,
that's what I'm saying.
Uses his team to get into the red zone, and there's a lot of quarterback sneaks when it could be a simple handoff or a play action to Miles Sanders. So I don't know. I don't think that Jalen Hurts' style of play is gonna catapult him into a top 10 quarterback in the NFL conversation. Still has a lot to go. But you know what? Nick Sirianni in his first year brought the Philadelphia Eagles to the playoffs. And nobody thought that was going to happen. I would go on the record to say that I thought the Philadelphia Eagles were going to be dead last in the NFC East. NFC East, whatever you want to call it.
I wasn't going to say that. I just thought the Cowboys was going to take that without anybody saying anything to them. I
expected the Giants to have a better season than they did.
I didn't. I thought the Redskins was going to at least like try. They was trying for a little bit.
What'd you call them?
Oh, yeah, God. Washington. I thought Washington was at least going to give a fight, and they didn't.
Yeah.
That's why they at home now, because they need to put their name back together. Washington.
Right. I heard that in the next month or so, they should be releasing the new name and mascot for the Washington football team. So they will actually have a real NFL name again. I mean, I don't know. I've gotten so used to calling them the Washington football team that just leave it at that. Don't fix what ain't broken.
I haven't. You see what I just called.
It probably takes a ton of money for them to have a mascot, change their emblem, do all that, when I feel like they need to be putting that money into that stadium. That stadium is hot garbage.
Oh,
yeah, you heard it here on the Tom Gronkowski Show. The Washington football stadium is hot garbage. The FedEx Field, whatever you want to call it, needs to be shipped off and returned to its owner, because I went there. I visited that stadium when the Dallas Cowboys faced the Washington football team, and I was very displeased with that stadium. I mean, we were sitting club level, and the seats are completely peeling apart, like just nasty. And I mean, everybody saw the video of Jalen Hurts almost getting freaking crushed by the stadium that fell apart because they had some Eagles fans trying to reach over the bars, trying to say hi to Jalen, obviously showing support for their quarterback after an impressive win over the Washington football team, after a comeback win over the Washington football team. And he almost got crushed. Man, I saw an image. I saw an image, and let's just say Jalen Hurts really handled that with class, and I'm glad that he wrote a statement to the NFL and to Jan Snyder, the Washington football team organization, with how he felt like those people were really put in danger as well as him. So it needs to just be something needs to be done, and it can't be just brushed under the rug, because that needs to be, But I mean, I saw an image this week of a whole pile of injuries that has happened on that Washington football field, where it's starting to make me feel like that turf needs to be ripped out and replaced. I mean, they had FedEx Field. They had Chase Young who tore his ACL. They had what was his name? Smith. He went to Kansas City. and then he went back to
Which
Washington.
one?
What's his name? Something
Smith.
Alex Smith.
What position?
Alex Smith as well. And
So the quarterback?
the name, yeah, the quarterback. And they just had a pile
yeah.
of names of injuries that has been sustained at that FedEx Field. So big red flag. Dan Snyder, stop being so selfish and put and invest in your stadium. You got people coming out there paying hundreds of dollars to watch a game. At least put them in a seat where it's comfortable and not completely peeling apart. But you know what? That's near here or there. We're not in control of that kind of thing. All we can
you're
do is
going
exploit
to
it.
spend all that money, if you're going to spend all that money on a name, at least change the field as well. If we're gonna have a whole new image, then we need to have a whole new field. So
just completely tear down the stadium and start from scratch.
It should be Amazon Field.
Oh Lord, all these name changes. I mean, they changed the Staples Center to the Crypto.com arena.
Hold up, I know that.
I know it's really weird. Yeah, they did it just a few weeks ago. They announced that it was no longer being called the Staples Center, and Kobe Bryant's probably looking down from heaven like, what in the world are y'all doing?
Man, Michael Jordan is looking up at them like, what are they doing? They better not touch the United Center. They better not touch it. Next, they're going to be trying to take Michael's statue down. They better not touch it.
Oh, no.
If they do, it's going to be a riot.
I don't see that happen in the near future. No way.
I mean, but, if they did that with Kobe Staples Center, they might.
Yeah, I mean, crypto is just taking over the league. But Todd Bowles had a lot to say about how his defense is preparing for someone like Jalen Hurts. Listen in.
Well, it's not just him. I think it's the whole offense. And
I just played that. I'm just kidding. I wanted to talk about Tom Brady and what he thought about the Philadelphia Eagles and their defense.
Well, they have a lot of good players. They obviously got a very good front. They're really settled in at linebacker. They're playing really well at linebacker. And, they got a very veteran secondary who's playing very well together. Talented players at all the positions. They're, a very good defense. They make you earn everything. You make a mistake, you get a penalty, you're going to punt. The ball gets batted up in the air, they're going to intercept it. You hold on the ball too long, they're going to strip sack it. So it's a team that just doesn't let you off the hook. And I think they do a good job of their coverages. They show enough disguise. They're all covering for one another. There's really good communication. I could tell that. So really well coached defense with, a lot of good players. It makes it, tough for the offense to score.
Tom Brady being a class act, always giving flowers where flowers are due. He knows those linebackers are dangerous. He knows that defense is not going to give up anything easy. If the offense is going to be offsides, if the offense is going to have pointless flags and penalties, it's going to hurt them in that game against the Philadelphia Eagles, because this is a defense that's been playing together for a long time, and Nick Sirianni and the defensive coordinator have had some success with they've won 9 games, a little over 500, 9-8 to end the season.
They 9-8. They 9-8.
9-8 to end the season. So it took them a little while to gather that momentum, but the Philadelphia Eagles have been, really hurting feelings the past couple of weeks. So they know that defense is going to be ready. And I know it's probably watched a lot of film after week 6 when they first faced the reigning Super Bowl champs. And I think we're going to see a completely different game than what we saw that day. So I know Tom knows how important it is to keep that offense in check. Tristan Wirth, who is one of the best protection for Tom Brady, is going to have his hands full with that defensive line. And let's talk about Brady for a second. Lord have mercy. Okay. Let's listen to what Byron Leftwich had to say, but I wanted to read off some of Brady's how his performance ended for the regular season. Brady had 719 attempts with 485 completions, the passing rating of 102.1. Brady, at 44 years old, threw 5,316 yards in the regular season, averaging 312 yards a game with 43 touchdowns, accompanied by only 12 interceptions. He almost threw as many touchdowns as he is old. 44 years old, threw 44 touchdowns. Pretty remarkable. I think
I
it's
expect so too.
outstanding that he could still be playing at this caliber. Because it's like, are you ever going to slow down, Tom Brady? Are you going to just keep playing? Because, I mean, he said it before that he wants to play until he sucks. But I don't see him sucking anytime soon.
Because he can't get touched. As long as he don't get hit.
I made a mistake. He had 43 touchdowns throwing. He had 2 touchdowns rushing. So he ends the season with 45 touchdowns compared to his 12 interceptions. This is what Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, had to say about his quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's playing at a high level, at a high level. I mean, what more to say? You just said it, right? You just said it all. I mean, to have that type of year, to have that type of season, regardless of your age, if you're 25, if you're 26, everyone's begging and hoping that they can have that type of year. So, I mean, obviously, you guys know what I think of Thomas. Thomas is as good as they come. I mean, it's great to be a part of it, to be a part of the coaching him and watching him go play the way that he played week in and week out. It's special to be a part of. But, I mean, what more needs to be said with everything that you just said? You just said it all. Those are the facts of what he's done, and it's as special as it comes. I don't know how you do better.
I really don't. I agree with him. How do you do better? At 44 years old, leading the NFL and QBR and every other stat, every other category, Tom Brady has taken it all. At 44 years old, despite losing Chris Godwin, despite losing AB, despite losing Leonard Fournette, having all these up and down moments during the regular season, he was able to end the season off like that. This is what Brady had to say when he was asked, is this his best season yet?
I feel like it's, for me, always about the team success. So, it's hard to compare one year to another. I feel like I've felt like I want to play as a championship level player. That's what I've said for a long time. And when I'm not able to do that, I said a long time ago, when I suck, I'll retire. But what I really meant was when, I'm not capable of leading the team to victory, then someone else has to do the job. So I feel like I can do that. Now, obviously, we put ourselves in a decent position to, now we're in the postseason and we got to take care of a very tough opponent. But, I just love being out there with the guys, see if we can go, beat a really tough Eagle team. And this team's going to challenge us, and I'm going to have to play good football.
Just say it, Brady. You're the best to ever do it.
Don't say
Extremely
that.
humble.
Don't say that. You'll get hurt.
At that position?
He'll get hurt if you say that right now. You need to wait.
Right. That's
Peyton
why
Manning
he keeps it humble. He keeps it, about the team. See, the man knows what he's doing. He's been
At
around
home,
this long.
That's a different story. At home, that's a different story. Telling his wife, you know I'm the man, baby. You know I'm the man.
Bitch, I'm the GOAT.
I do this. That's right. I'm the GOAT, baby. What you want? Avocado to keep. What you want? We getting it all tonight. So you can say that when you at home. When you at home, but when you get in front of everybody, it's a team effort, and I just feel like, wouldn't be able to do this without the team. It takes more than one of us. And when you back at home, baby, you see what I was doing? Come on now. Tell me I'm the best quarterback on the planet. Tell me to my face you're the best quarterback on the planet. I want to hear you say it louder.
Louder.
I'm telling
you. The Buccaneers, Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich, I felt like left Brady into the game in week 18 a little bit too long. We were already taking it to the Carolina Panthers. Didn't really seem like they were having any momentum to make a return. And Brady stayed into the game late into the fourth quarter. What in the world?
Hey, now hold up.
Why?
Now I'm gonna tell you why. Now they probably told him to sit down, and him. Like, hold up, man. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. I got it. He always wanted to go that extra step. You know,
Right.
Tom, he
He's
calls
a
the
very
shots. I mean, come on, he got
unselfish
AB on
player.
the
I
team.
think he wanted to make sure that Gronk hit all his incentives as well as Mike Evans. He wanted to make sure that everybody got the bag before he left the game. So that's
You could
admirable.
have had the
But at the
bag
same
too,
time,
AB.
yeah,
AB could have had the bag too.
no, we're not
Should have
doing
waited.
it.
He
We're
should
not
have
doing
waited.
it.
He should have waited. Oh my God! Hey,
So
if
I
the
love how he
Packers
wants to.
sign AB,
I love how he wants to come back and be like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have like left the way that I did. I probably should have handled it a little bit differently." Duh. You think?
the Packers about to sign him. The Packers gonna sign him. Hey, you never
I'm
let
waiting for
that
the
man.
explanation.
You never let that man. They should have never let him leave. They should have just let him stay at home and just kept paying him until the season over. I'm not. If the man is good, I'm not about to get rid of this guy and let him. He wants to go somewhere. You ain't going nowhere. You gonna stay at home. Hey, I'll give you your money, but you ain't gonna make your incentives because you ain't caught a pass. You hurt. You say you hurt. Stay at home. You still signed with us. When the playoffs is over, then I'll release you. But I ain't about to release you in the middle of a playoff, then another playoff team grab you. No.
Well, maybe that's why they hesitated on the release because it took a couple days and everybody was kind of like twiddling their thumbs, like what is going on? What is front office thinking? What is Jason Light going to do? The GM.
They crazy.
And
they should have never let him leave to the playoffs.
Once all the media hubbub surfaced about how he's injured, how he's getting surgery on his ankle, maybe that's when the Buccaneers were like, "Oh, he's not going to be a threat. I mean, he's getting ankle surgery. He's obviously not going to be playing in the NFL this season. So let's just release him."
Yeah, all right. That's what he wanted. Until somebody else called him on his cell phone and be like, "Hey, so how's that ankle? Would you be able to do this, and this?" Yeah, Cole, why? What do you want me to do? Well, 9 times out of 10, we might be playing the Buccaneers, in that NFC Championship game rematch from last year. We was thinking about, why don't you come over here with Aaron? Come over here with Devontae and all of us. What do you think? You just give us a couple of plays. You don't have to play the whole game. Play a couple of plays. What you think? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm there. I'll be there. Watch. I'm telling you.
No.
They should have never let him
done,
go.
He's
I
done
would
in
never
the
let
NFL.
him go.
He's done in the NFL.
No, his work ethic is there. He's got to find somebody that need to fix his CTE because that's the problem. Ever since Perfect effed him up, he ain't been the same. Perfect effed him up.
True.
Perfect, I know you watch wherever you at. You effed up Antonio. You know you did. That's why you laugh every time you see Antonio do something stupid now.
He's just like, "Oh man, did I do that?" All right, well, we gotta take a quick break.
Did I do that?
That's a perfect segue to our commercial break, and we will be back here on the Tom Gronkowski Show.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
Shout out to the Odyssey group that is doing the work to help these players and the NFL and the CTE issues that we see affecting these players day in and day out. It should be definitely talked about more because it's something serious. I mean, it's causing temper tantrums on the sidelines and issues like that. So shout out to the Odyssey Group and all the work that they do for that. Coach Jay Morgan, Philadelphia Eagles and their defense against an offense that is getting healthy at the right time. So it's been released by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that Leonard Fournette as well as Giovanni Bernard are going to be returning hopefully this weekend against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I know that you're not a huge fan of Lenny, but do you really think that Leonard Fournette, do you really think that Ronald Jones or Keyshawn Vaughn are a better option than Leonard Fournette?
I give credit where credit is due. When the man is on, the man is on. I just don't trust him because I seen him at LSU, and then I also seen him at the Jags when I was living in Jacksonville at the same time. So I just don't trust the man. But ever since they told him he was about to get fired, the man has been playing. So I give him what credit is due. I give it to him. Now, here's the other side of that coin. I'm really not worried if Leonard do his thing or not because we got Le'Veon. We got Bernard back. We have you said what is it? Vaughn.
Keyshawn Vaughn and Ronald Jones. I think Ronald Jones still might be hurt right now.
So we got like a 5 4-headed monster. So if one guy ain't gonna do what he's supposed to do, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Sit down. Next guy, get in. You're up.
Next man up.
Go ahead. Coach, let me get back in. No. Go catch a pass. He catch passes. Brady always hit him in the flats anyway.
I almost completely forgot about the Le'Veon Bell thing. I mean, we saw Le'Veon perform against the Jets. He performed against the Carolina Panthers, and now he's coming against the Philadelphia Eagles. So he's getting a little more acclimated to the offense here in Tampa. So, yeah, I think, Lenny and Bell could take on the grunt of the work for the running back core because they can both pass catch, pass protection, all that. I feel like they, big bodies, they get in the way, they get the job done. So I think we're looking pretty good, especially with the return of Leonard Fournette. Now, Coach Leftwich had something to say about Lenny and his return.
Yeah, he brings the same stuff that he brought to us last year. Obviously, we don't look to last year to see what's going to happen this year, but obviously just continue to put him in position to make the plays that he's made all year. I think he's had a hell of a year. Unfortunately for him, he got hurt because I would love to see where he would have been at this point if he not got hurt. I think, like I told you, I think he's grown into a pro. I think you're seeing the best of Lenny this year, what he can do, what he can bring to a team. So I'm going to just try to put him in position to try to help us win this football game.
Yeah, Lenny returning is a big deal for our offense. And I truly believe that Leonard Fournette is the main back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we saw his performance in the postseason last season, how he led the running back room. And he was one of their best weapons throughout that postseason as well as the Super Bowl. So the return of Leonard Fournette is huge for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their offense. I mean, I know that Brady loves to establish the run game early, and Leonard Fournette is also that great pass catcher as well. And I think he's the main third down back. And with having Le'Veon Bell as a backup, we're looking at really good shape in our running back room. So Leonard Fournette is on course to return against the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday at 1:00. So that's exciting to look out for. On the other side of the ball, we got Levante David. We got Levante David and Shaquille Barrett, who will probably be returning against the Philadelphia Eagles as well this weekend. How important is a pass pressure like Shaquille Barrett going to be against somebody like Jalen Hurts?
It's very important because for the simple fact is, now I said all that stuff about Jalen Hurts. Okay, now here's the flip side of that coin. The man can win especially if you get out there and let him run around, and if you're not giving him no pressure. Any quarterback that is not experiencing any pressure can torch your defense. So what my advice is, and I'll show it later on in X's and O's, my advice to the defense, stay in your lanes. Don't be trying to play one-man defense. Play together as a team, because if you slip up and let the man get outside the pocket, or if ain't nobody getting there to him, then he gonna have all day and he gonna shred up the defense. And y'all know I don't trust those defensive backs. I don't trust the defensive backs. So pressure and disguising and all kinds of blitzes coming from different directions. Treat him like a newcomer. Okay, he ain't gonna sit there and torch our whole defense up by reading it. But if we sit there and we having fun, communicating, flying around, then we're going to torch this man and we're going to get our 40-piece. But shoot, since we got all our running backs and people coming back, I'm saying 54. So we might put up a 50-piece on them and call it a day, get the backups in there and let them have a little fun so we can rest, get ready for the next week. But that's all we got to do. We just got to make sure that we just keep hitting him. He must be hit every play, especially if I know the man hurt. If I know somebody hurt, you don't want me to know. You know, I smell blood in the water. It's time to go hunting. Hey, you don't want to tell me you hurt and he hurt. Hey, fellas, that's what we're going to hit him at. That's what we're going to do. It's legal. You can do this. We're going to keep hitting him there every day.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is dealing with a lingering
until he walks off the field. We're going to point at me. That's a bad injury to have, especially against one of my defensive fronts. Because man, when we torch you, we're going to make you have to run away from us. You're going to be limping on the sideline trying to get away, because even when you throw it, we still going to pop you. One going to hit you high, the other one going to hit you low. We're going to roll on it, land on it. We're not going to do it purposely, but we still going to be physical and grimy. That's just the way that I was told. That's how you have to. You have to. I'm going to make you get off this. Minshew, I'm going to get you in the game. I'm going to get you in the game. Don't worry. But as far as our defense, I don't see Jalen hurt. He can't torch us he can't torch us. He can't touch. Nervous about the next round because I know he ain't going to beat us. Just hit him. Hit him every play. Don't let him have no place to run. And even if you don't get a chance to hit him, defensive lineman, do this. Put your hands up in those passing lanes. When you get close and you can't get to him and get ready to throw your hands up. Put your hands up in the passing lanes. It stops.
Yeah, we saw Shaquille Barrett do that in and out all throughout the season. So him coming back healthy is going to be great. And having Levante David is also going to help relieve some pressure from Devin White, who's been kind of iffy, not as hasn't really executed the plan as well as we've seen him throughout the season. So Levante David and Shaquille Barrett are going to be crucial for the return of that on that defensive line. And Jason Pierre-Paul, not really expecting him to be doing much. He's been dealing with a torn shoulder, muscle in his shoulder for quite some time, and just hasn't really been as effective this season as he's been in and off the injury reserve list as well. So defense continue to get healthy. Vita Vea at that nose tackle position is going to be a huge problem for Jalen Hurts once again, because we saw that in the Week 6 matchup as well, that Vita got involved, put in the pressure, sacked the quarterback, did all over the place for that defensive line. So really, really crucial for our defense. And at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a defensive battle. It's going to be up to who can cause the turnovers, who can execute, who can catch the interceptions, throw a pick six in there if you can. It's going to come down to whose defense is playing better on the Sunday matchup. How excited are you that postseason is starting?
I'm super excited because I'm watching. Well, I'm gonna watch him on the projector. Now for the Super Bowl, I thought I was gonna watch it at the projector, but I read that at Gators Dockside you pay $50 over here on Highland City and you get a buffet, all you can eat buffet, including whale drafts. Wow! So I might be going to the Dockside for the Super Bowl. But as far as these other games go,
I think that's a really good idea that Gators Dockside is doing something like that, because a lot of people will probably come in there and spend like $13, but then sit there the whole entire game. So if you have it at a set price, then you know people, then you know you're going to make like at least a set amount of money for the Super Bowl Sunday. So that's actually pretty genius. But I don't know if it's a good deal for them to include drinks as well, because I mean, you tell people on Super Bowl Sunday that it's all you
Just
can
the
drink.
well.
That
Just
sounds
the
like
well.
trouble. Hey, well, I can make well
No,
work
just
too.
the well. Just the well. So I can too. That's what I was thinking. That's why I was like, dang, hey, I might be here. I'd say that when I was at work, some donors, they was like, hey, I'm going to Gators Dockside it is. I was like, hey, it's on now. But as far as postseason going before the Super Bowl, I'm watching everything on that projector right there. I want to see everything. Now, I'm going to be watching the game a little bit. I'm supposed to be going somewhere, on Saturday. I got something coming up important. I hope the person don't get mad at me, because I'm going to straight have my phone right there looking. I'm going to be looking and watching the whole time when I'm hanging out. And I might even just say, hey, you want to get something to eat? Hey, let's go to a bar and grill.
A bar and grill.
See what they say. Yeah.
I like that. Well,
let's go to a bar and
the Tampa
grill.
Bay Bucks are going into the postseason with Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, and plenty of experience between those two players. We've seen Rob be one of the focal points for the offense throughout the season after he came back after those rib injuries. And Rob been looking up and down. But, I mean, I know postseason is when Rob Gronkowski really turns it on, and Tom Brady already have that connection between. I think that's one of the best combinations of quarterback and tight end that the NFL has ever seen, and they're playing on two different rosters together, so they're making it magic happen here in the Bay.
No. What about Peyton and Dallas Clark?
I said one of the best. I didn't say the best.
All right.
But I mean, they got 4 championships together. How many championships does Peyton and them have together?
That's enough. Hey, that's because he had to keep going against them. Peyton had to run for his life. He got his neck almost broken because of his offensive line. Tom Brady, if he had Peyton Manning's offensive line, he would have been in the same spot. Okay? Peyton Manning did not have the offensive line that Tom Brady has had for years. If Peyton Manning had the offensive line like Tom, Peyton still be playing. He'd still be playing. Matter of fact, I think the Broncos need to call him.
Monday night commentary with his brother.
Yeah, but I think the Broncos need to call him because they need some help. Like Peyton, come and play one season.
Speaking of the Broncos, after the regular season, we always go through, they call it Black Monday, where there's a lot of firing going on around the NFL. Was there any coaches that you saw get fired that were kind of surprising? I mean, we got Matt Nagy getting fired from Chicago. We got Joe Judge being fired from the New York Giants. We got Zimmerman getting fired from Minnesota. We got Vic Fangio getting fired from Denver. Should I go on?
Why? They was winning.
Yeah.
Hey, Denver. The Miami Dolphins. I'm happy.
Are you happy the Dolphins got rid of Brian Flores?
I'm happy that they was firing all these coaches because somebody need to call me. Come on. Hurry up and call me so I can go to a BioLife wherever you at, and then I can coach football. Come on, hurry up. I was happy. Yeah. I ain't want the guy from the Dolphins to get fired, but when I saw it, I was like, hey.
I think that was one of the most surprising fires from the week, and I did a little bit of research, and apparently Brian Flores was not really a team's or a player's coach, and was starting to cause some havoc where he was showing a little bit of favoritism with players, and he brought Tua Tagovailoa out of character. And that's why they decided to get rid of Brian Flores. They felt that he was toxic for the locker room, so they decided to cut Brian Flores. But that was one of the biggest shocks for the firing. Everybody knew Matt Nagy was going to get fired from Chicago. I mean, we suspected it happening after the Thanksgiving games. Yeah.
They said it.
Mike Zimmer from Minnesota. I didn't see that one coming.
Why? I didn't see that one coming. I was like, why is he fired? What are they doing?
Yeah.
But oh well, and make room for guys like me. So I was like, hey, move on to
you
the
better
next.
clean up that resume, Coach Jay.
My resume straight. It's already ready. All I gotta do is press a button. I just gotta press the button.
So we had
Like, hey,
Doug Peterson, the head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles from last season, Super Bowl winning coach, had a couple interviews throughout the NFL. So we might see Doug Peterson back at that head coaching position sometime in the near future. Who knows? He might end up in Jacksonville. He might end up with Minnesota. He might end up in Chicago. There's a lot of vacant spots for him to shoot his shot, per se.
He gonna go to Chicago and be reunited with Nick Foles.
I forgot that Nick was over in Chicago.
I know, because they got him sitting down watching. Ain't that about something? We gonna pay the man and then don't let him play.
So what happened when Justin Fields went down? They decided to put Andy Dalton in instead of Nick Foles? Yeah, you're right.
Like they put both of them in.
Is a backup quarterback. Yeah, that's weird. I would have thought that I would have saw Nick Foles in there.
No, he played some, but they had it switching out between him, Dalton, and I'm like, so we gonna pay this man the money, and we not gonna let him play. So once again, we're pulling a Jay Cutler, and he's way better than Jay Cutler. And y'all wonder why I clown y'all every Wednesday night. You never.
What do the Bears got to do?
Me wrong, and you prove me right again. You said what they got to do?
Yeah. What do you need to see in Chicago to see your team get back up the top?
Offensive line. God, we need an offensive line. That's all we need. And we need our defense to be straight. We need to go call Robbie Gould back so we can have a permanent kicker that we can trust. We get those three things, we're going to win. We're going to win. We ain't got no threats at all. We got Montgomery. We got the runner, but we ain't got no line for him. And then we ain't got no defense. We always had defense. Who wants to see Tampa and Dallas in the NFC Championship game? I don't want Dallas to get that close.
That could be a possibility if they were to win the next two rounds to make it to the NFC Championship game. We could see a rematch of the NFL season in week 1 with Thursday night football when the Dallas Cowboys came to the Raymond James Stadium. Now, obviously, if it gets to that point, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to have home field advantage. So it's literally going to be a review of what we saw in week 1. I would love to see it. I told, being a Dallas Cowboys fan at heart, I told everybody that if they don't make it to an NFC Championship game, I am not satisfied with the season. I am not okay with them just winning the NFC least. I'm not okay with them winning one playoff game. I'm not. It's the NFC Championship game or bust for me.
Well, I think Jimmy G about to bust that. I just feel. Hey, what did I tell you earlier about the Chiefs and the Steelers?
Big Ben even said it himself that they're not going to win that game.
He's supposed to. That's what he's supposed to say out loud.
What is he, like,
at
faking
home
out the
and
media?
in that locker room? That's what you do. You be like, hey, they got a good team over there. I just feel like, hey, we're lucky to be even in this spot right now. See, look, I already got it ready for those press conferences. I know what to say. I'll be like, yeah, I just feel like we just got to come there, come ready to play. They're, a previous Super Bowl team, and they got weapons all around the field, way more weapons than what we have right now. And I just feel like we're going to have to be fighting for our lives this whole game. Now, I said that in front of the press conference and all them people in the locker room. Fellas, you can win this game. This is what you got to do. They played pretty, okay? All we got to do is out-hit them and want it more. They almost got beat by the Denver Broncos. We're going to play the tape, see what they did good. We're going to put it in our ways, and we're going to exploit them, and we must hit Patrick Mahomes all day. We know he only want to give the ball to two guys.
Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
That's it. I'm going to take those two guys out of the game and make him beat us with somebody else. If they beat us with somebody else, then they deserve to win. Do I think they're going to be able to beat us with other guys? No. That's all you got to do. In front of the press, yeah, they're a good team. Yeah, we're trying to count our blessings, every day we get closer to the game. I go back in the locker room, fellas, we about to smash their ass. We're gonna bust their ass. They don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, believe. If you believe
out
it,
of all these
it'll
wild
happen.
card
Shock the
matchups,
world today. Shock the world.
out of all
That's
these,
all you got to do.
Coach Shay,
I'm
out
ready
of
for
all
these
these
press
wild card
conferences. They wouldn't
matchups,
even be able to make-
out of all these wild card matchups that we have coming up this week, hold on, let me plug in my laptop. My laptop's about to die. Oh crap! Out of all these wild card matchups that we got coming up this week, we have kicking off on Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. We got the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. Then at 8:15, we got the New England Patriots heading back to Buffalo to face the Bills. And then obviously on Sunday at 1 o'clock, it's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buccaneers. After that, it's going to be the 49ers visiting the Dallas Cowboys. That night, they're going to have the Steelers and Chiefs. And then Monday Night Football is going to be the Cardinals and the Rams. Out of all those teams, which team do you think is the biggest surprise to be in Wild Card Weekend?
The biggest surprise to be in Wild Card Weekend?
Yeah.
The Steelers.
Out of
the must were getting
Steelers.
killed all year.
The Steelers over
getting
the Eagles?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Because the Eagles knew actually, I don't know. I put them both in the same category because I really didn't know the Eagles even had a chance. I was like, Eagles. They was like, yeah, they win, they get in. What? They actually got a chance? I didn't know that. So I wasn't even paying attention to the Eagles like that. The Steelers, the only reason I pay attention to them because that's the Steelers. I'm always going to pay attention to them. But I thought they was done for. And my boy Mike Tomlin still he ain't never win a season as a losing season. So they can't get rid of him again. They say whatever they want to say. He still ain't never had no losing season. They can't get rid of him.
Yeah. I can't imagine the Steelers without Tomlin, and I really can't imagine the Steelers without Big Ben. So with this being his last season, I'm glad that he made it to the playoffs so we can watch him play in another game before he decides to retire, even if that's going to happen. Who knows? They're suspecting it. He's acting like it, but nobody really knows when it comes down to making that decision because I didn't think Phillip Rivers was going to retire the way that he did. I mean, make it to a second round of the playoffs, then you guys lose, and then all of a sudden you retire after coming to the Indianapolis Colts after one season. Speaking of the Colts, Carson Wentz crapped the bed, and the Colts did not make the playoffs. That is one of the biggest surprises in the AFC that the Indianapolis Colts, their season is over.
I could not believe that. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Are y'all going against the Jags? Okay. You're in the playoffs. I guess they must have thought that too because they didn't show up to play for nothing. I don't know what they was thinking. They ain't show up. I was like, what y'all doing? Oh, y'all don't want to play? Okay. Go ahead, Jacksonville. Just take it from them. They don't want to play. Let Tennessee go take on it alone then. Let the Titans do their thing alone then because the coach didn't want to play. And I couldn't believe that. You lost to the Jags to get kicked out of the playoffs. How can you look anybody in the eyes and say that? How y'all lose? We lost to the Jags. Was Scobie playing?
And an embarrassing fraction
from the old days? Yeah. Was Scobie playing for the old Jacksonville Jaguars or something? Because Scobie used to kill them all the time with long 61 kicks. So they got embarrassed. Didn't show up at all. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with Coach Jay Morgan and Ruth the Truth on the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by the Fans Only Sports Network. We have a treat for you because guess what? We are bringing back X's and O's, and Coach Jay is going to give you a game plan of what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need to do in formation, defensively, offensively as well, to get a win against the Philadelphia Eagles. Are you ready, Coach? You ready for this?
I'm
Where
ready.
is okay?
Talk to them boys that sat on them benches, man. I was in the game on 4th and inches. Coach, put me in the game on 4th and inches, and I'ma lead them boys at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I see them boys all behind me winless. I ain't Mario Williams, but I'm not defenseless. Wide receiver catching Hail Marys, I'm Christian. 5 and out, hot route, get switch stick shift. Gone with the quickness, fast and instant. Cornerback safeties, I burn them like incense. On the field, I'm daddy, and the ball is my infant. I don't need so much of pork, but I'm in love with the pigskin. All I really know how to do is win. Super Bowl champ, Disney World, let the kids in. Hall of Fame Wayne, I'm putting my dibs in. Catch me in the game on 4th and inches. The Empire. I don't talk.
Okay. Here we go. Another set. Okay. This is Coach. Now, Eagles, I'm not really.
Coach Jay, your connection. We can't understand what you're saying.
I'm not nervous at all. Not the Eagles at all. I'm just gonna be honest. We'll get it.
You sound like an alien right now.
All we gotta do is here's this. The Eagles are ranked 9th, and they're 9th on the run and 11 in the pass. So all I'm saying for us defensive wise.
Guys, I apologize of Coach Jay Morgan's connection right now, but I know that he's setting up some beauties on that whiteboard. So please hang on as we having some technical difficulties.
All right, we back. All right, we good.
Now you're good.
Okay. Now, good. All right. The Eagles are going to rank. They are ranked 9th in the run, and they are ranked 11th in the pass. So what I say is for us defensive wise is all we have to do is just make sure that we keep this quarterback in check. We got him in check. We ain't got to worry about anything because technically our defense is way. I mean, they're dangerous, but we're dangerous more because their offense decides on one man. They just think about this quarterback. That's it. As long as we can get to him, don't let him out. Stay in your lanes. Stay in your lanes. Don't let this man get away. They're going to try to hit some quicks. You're going to try to come out here. Have a guy come up, boom. Have this guy go boom. It doesn't matter. As long as we can get this man every play, we'll be all right. Because our defense is way better than their offense. He's going to try to hit us in multiple ways. Mostly, it's going to be short. He's going to probably send 1 or 2 guys to go deep on one play, on a couple of plays just to test us. So, corners, you defensive backs, you guys know you be scaring me. Make sure that you are in the game ready to go. Because if this man gets going, not only do we got to watch this pass now, but then he going to start taking off. Now, their defense against us, we're going to torch them. I don't care if they rank. I don't care if they rank 9th in the run or 11th in the pass. That's fine. We're not worried. Because I know they're going to come out with variations of forms to get them. We're going to come out spread, of course, because that's what we do. We spread people out because we got Tom F. and Brady. They're going to come out. Yes, they do disguise very well, but it's Tom Brady. They ain't going to be able to play us like that. First of all, if this safety, like he's been doing, if this safety start coming down, trying to cheat, he's going to get torched. Because all we're going to do is start going. We're going to start going, motioning guys over. Right here. We're going to have one guy go here. This guy going to come across. This guy going to go here. If that safety comes down, this guy is wide open. What a touchdown, right there. If they want to keep playing games with us, first of all, if I see any safety now me, anything, I'm exploited. So you can sit all day. You try to move around, come down. Even I've seen a couple times they got come in, boom, and they have him come from the edge. Yeah, the only person that can do that is the Chargers because they got Derwin James. That's it. If these guys try to do any of that crap with us, boom, 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 Tom is going to exploit them. All this guy got to do is just come in, boom, make sure he comes, boom. He's going to get him. He's going to get him. He's going to get him. And he's going to get him. I just blocked everybody. There is nobody even open. Tom is protected. I just blocked everybody for Tom. That means this guy by himself. Okay, so since we have this guy, we probably got a guy that's going to flood over. Okay, Mike Evans. Even if he's by himself, we'll get him. So, check it.
Oh, coach. I was trying to really pay attention, but your god darn internet. Okay, no worries. We knew what you were trying to tell us, and I hope that this game plan is sufficient for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they go into this wild card matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. You seen it here first on the Tom Gronkowski Show. It's okay. We understood what was going on. Like we were following the great visuals that have the whiteboard, so we were definitely following. But do we have any final thoughts before we say goodbye to our audience? And we will not be talking to these people until next week after this wild card matchup against the Eagles.
Get your popcorn ready. Let's start planning ahead for next week. Okay. That's for us that's watching, not you players. You players, y'all take it one at a time. But get your popcorn ready. Get y'all some what they call it when you got it out? Your spread. Get your spread ready. Cause it's gonna be a good show this weekend. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm off Saturday, and then I'll get off of work at 3:30 on Sunday. So I'm ready to go.
Oh no, you're gonna be like coming home when the halftime is starting. You're gonna have to record the game somehow so you can watch the first half because it starts at 1. It's a 1:00 p.m. game, Eastern Standard Time. Oh, there you go. Let me know if you need my Hulu login. I got you. I got Hulu Live on my phone too.
I might need that. I ain't gonna even lie.
I got you. And if you're in an area, that you don't have a service, or sometimes Hulu's saying it's not available in your area, you could always go on to. I got a couple sneaky links when it comes to being able to watch games illegally on the internet. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta keep up with sports more. But I wanted to say congratulations to Tom Brady for winning the FedEx Player of the Week, Offensive Player of the Week. This is going to be his 4th time earning this reward this season, his 15th time overall. And it's pretty remarkable that Tom Brady is still able to do this at 4 years old. He was voted the FedEx Air Player of the Week for Week 16, 15th time overall, 4th time, 3rd time this season. He has won this award. So congratulations. This is his 5th time winning the reward as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, which is the most in the Bucs history. So just continue to break records, continue to set the bar as they complete the season at 13-4, heading into the postseason against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 9-8. It's looking pretty promising for us. 5,316 yards in the regular season with 46 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. And he has set a new single-season franchise record, beating Drew Brees for his Pro Bowl Hall of Fame, as well as Peyton Manning. So he's on top of the world. Tom Brady, you keep doing your thing. But that is all, folks, for Coach Jay and I. We will see you again next Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday. I know that tonight's Thursday night. I had a lot of things to do yesterday, but next Wednesday we will be back live at 9 o'clock here on the Fans Only Sports Network. This is Root the Truth. This is Coach Jay Morgan. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next week.
It's a ceremony? Yeah. A ceremony? I'm new to this, man.